The note trembles in my hand. The handwriting is hers, looping and soft, like every grocery list she ever made. I call her number first. Disconnected. Then Dad's. Out of service. My brother's prepaid phone goes straight to voicemail. My knees hit the floor before I realize I've fallen. The kitchen hums with the low sound of the refrigerator. Half a carton of milk sits inside, nothing else. They didn't leave in a hurry. They packed. They planned this. I open every cabinet, every drawer, as if answers might be hiding inside. There are none. Just air and the faint smell of lemon cleaner. My throat burns. I grab my phone again, type messages I know won't deliver. Where are you? Why did you leave? Please come back. The words stare back at me, pathetic and useless. I walk through each room like a ghost visiting someone else's life. Their rooms are stripped bare, my childhood erased in a single afternoon. Only my bed remains. Only my clothes. As if they wanted me to understand, I was not part of them anymore. A punishment. A rejection, so deliberate it becomes a sentence. I stumble outside, the evening air cutting through the fog in my head. The street is quiet, too normal. A dog barks somewhere far away. I sit on the curb until my legs go numb. The world keeps moving, cars passing, lights turning on in other houses. Everyone else still has somewhere to belong. I dial Sarah. She picks up on the third ring, her voice full of noise and laughter. They're gone, I whisper. What do you mean gone? They took everything. Silence stretches long enough to break me. Come over, she says at last. I walk there, 3 miles through the dark, clutching my backpack like a shield. Her parents look startled when they see me. They let me sleep on the trundle bed, whispering through the vents above me. Poor girl, her mother murmurs. Just for a few days. The words echo inside my chest like a countdown. By morning, the pity in their eyes has already hardened into discomfort. I smile, pretending not to notice. Pretending to have a plan. At the bank, the clerk frowns at his screen. Your account's empty, he says gently. My mouth tastes like metal. They had access. $3,427. Gone. I walk out into sunlight that feels cruel. I don't cry anymore. I just move. Because stopping would mean drowning. That night, I sign a contract for a storage unit under a false address. No living in the units, the man warns. I nod. He doesn't see the desperation in my hands. Inside, I spread my sleeping bag on the cold floor. The door closes with a sound like finality. For a long time, I just stare at the ceiling. Then I whisper to no one. If you wanted me gone, you succeeded. The silence answers, steady and merciless. But I am still breathing. And that means I'm not done yet. Morning comes gray and cold. I wake to the metallic clang of another unit door opening. Footsteps echo in the hallway, then fade. I hold my breath until silence settles again. This is my home now. Concrete walls. A single sleeping bag. A backpack that holds everything left of my life. I count my cash. $87 and change. Enough for food, not for safety. The YMCA across town offers 3-day passes. I smile at the woman at the front desk like I belong there. Hot water burns against my skin, washing off fear. For a few minutes, I feel human again. At the library, I hide in the back near the outlets. The air smells like dust and paper. I search for jobs on old computers with sticky keys. Waitress. Dishwasher. Anything. I make a list in my notebook, tiny letters filling every line. Places to eat for free. Numbers for shelters. Steps to replace lost ID. The librarian with silver hair notices me. Working on a project, she asks softly. Yes, I lie. Life skills, independent study. She nods, understanding more than she says. She leaves a flyer on the desk. Resume help, Tuesdays. I trace the edge of the paper, grateful and humiliated all at once. That night, I walk back to the diner. Rick, the night manager, counts bills at the counter. I need more hours, I say. He studies me, reading exhaustion in my face. Kitchen help, cash only, 8 an hour. I nod before he finishes. I scrub pans until my fingers crack. Grease clings to my hair, to my skin, to my soul. But money stacks slowly in my pocket. Each bill a piece of armor. At midnight, I walk back to the storage unit. My legs ache. The world smells like rain and exhaust. Inside, I light my small lantern. Write in my journal. Still here, still breathing. The next morning, I wash my uniform in the sink. Hang it to dry on a wire hook. It never loses the scent of fries. Days bleed into weeks. I learn where the security cameras can't see. I learn which corners of the city feel safe enough to rest. I learn how to smile at customers, even when I want to disappear. Sarah texts sometimes. How are you? I'm fine, I reply every time. Fine becomes a habit, a shield. On the 22nd day, I have enough for a deposit. A single room above a garage. The mattress sags, the window sticks, the walls smell of damp wood. But it has a lock. It's mine. I fall asleep listening to the hum of cars outside. For the first time in weeks, I dream. Not of loss, but of a tiny spark of something that might be hope. When I wake, I write one line in my notebook. I will not just survive. Then another. I will build something they can never take away. 3 years pass like quiet storms. I work days at the diner and nights at an accounting office. Numbers make sense when people don't. They never lie, never vanish without reason. Each paycheck feels heavier, proof I exist. My room is small but clean now. A second-hand desk, a thrift store chair, curtains I sewed myself. I eat ramen, study spreadsheets, breathe discipline. Every dollar has a purpose. Every plan a hidden scar behind it. The city hums outside my window, but I keep my focus sharp. Finish school. Find stability. Never depend on anyone again. The manager at the office, Mr. Howard, praises my precision. You see patterns others miss, he says. I nod, afraid that praise might make me soft. One Thursday evening, at the grocery store, I hear my name. Lena, is that you? I turn. A woman stands there, holding a basket of fruit trays and wine. Aunt Claire. My mother's sister. Her face is older, her eyes widening with disbelief. My God, we thought you ran away. I freeze, unsure if I want to speak. That's what your parents said, she continues quickly. That you stole money and left one night. The air leaves my lungs in one clean break. I came home, I say quietly. They were gone, everything was gone. Her face drains of color. That can't be, your mother said. Yes, I interrupt. She says a lot of things. Claire blinks, guilt flickering behind her glasses. I wondered why no one could reach you, she whispers. They said you needed time. I almost laugh. Time, I needed a home. People push carts past us, unaware that my world is splitting again. Claire reaches out, but I step back. I'm fine now, I tell her. I work, I study, I pay my bills. Her eyes shine with something between shame and pity. Lena, if I had known. But you didn't ask, I say. Silence stretches, heavy and final. She presses a card into my hand. If you ever want to talk. I nod, but never look down at it. When I leave the store, the night air tastes sharp, almost clean. The past no longer feels like a wound. It's a scar I've learned to carry. At home, I open my laptop and stare at my savings balance. $8,412. Not much, but enough to mean freedom. I close the screen and whisper to myself. They can lie about who I was, but I'll decide who I become. In the mirror, I see someone I almost recognize. Not the abandoned girl. Not the victim. Someone rebuilding. Brick by brick. Choice by choice. A life pieced together from the silence they left behind. The office lights buzz above my desk. I finish another spreadsheet, numbers aligning perfectly like tiny soldiers. 3 years since that grocery store encounter. 3 years since I stopped waiting for an apology. Mr. Howard calls me into his office. "You've outgrown this place," he says with a grin. I blink, unsure if it's praise or goodbye. He slides a folder across the desk. "Freelance consulting. You'd be good at it. Small businesses need help." My hands tremble slightly as I take it. The idea feels too big, too bright. That night, I stare at the folder on my kitchen table. Bills stacked beside it, rent due next week. I whisper to the quiet room. What if I fail? But the silence offers no answer, so I build one myself. I design a logo on my old laptop. Nguyen Financial Solutions. I print flyers at the library, hand them to shop owners downtown. Most ignore me. One doesn't. A bakery owner named Sam lets me review his accounts. Receipts in chaos, taxes overdue, inventory missing. I work for 3 nights straight. When I show him the results, he stares like I've performed magic. "This might save my business," he says softly. I smile for the first time in weeks. Word spreads. A florist calls next. Then a coffee shop. I juggle jobs, study late, survive on adrenaline and instant noodles. The exhaustion feels almost holy. Every client's gratitude becomes fuel. When I reach my 10th client, I open a small office. One desk. One secondhand computer. But it's mine. The sign on the door glows faintly in the afternoon sun. Lena Nguyen, small business consultant. I run my fingers over the letters, grounding myself in their truth. Each morning I brew coffee, open the blinds, and breathe in the smell of new beginnings. Melissa, a friend from accounting class, starts helping part-time. She laughs easily, fills the room with noise and warmth. We paint the walls a bright yellow one weekend. She calls it optimism. I call it proof. My first year brings more clients than I expected. Tax forms, invoices, systems. I fix things. I create order where chaos once lived. Every success adds weight to my name. At 25, I rent an apartment with real sunlight. A couch that does fold. Shelves lined with books, not fear. Sometimes, I catch myself standing in the kitchen, hands trembling. Not from sadness, just disbelief. I built this. Every inch. Every inch of it from nothing. Before sleeping, I write in my old notebook. I am my own proof. The pages are nearly full now, words pressed deep into paper. When I close it, I feel the quiet kind of peace that comes after survival. Not triumph, just steadiness. The kind that says, I'm here. I stayed. I made it real. The email arrives on a quiet Sunday morning. Subject line, we should talk. I almost delete it without opening. But my eyes catch the sender's name. Mother. The word feels foreign now. My hand hovers over the mouse. I click. The message is short, sharp, cold. You're still our daughter. Let's meet. No apology. No explanation. Just ownership disguised as concern. Minutes later, another email appears. From Noah, my brother. I miss you. Please meet me, just me. My breath catches. 12 years of silence, undone by 2 lines. I stare at the screen until the words blur. By evening, I agree. A public cafe. Neutral ground. No surprises. At least, that's what I tell myself. The day of the meeting, the city feels louder. Every honk and footstep presses against my chest. When I walk in, he's already there. Older now. Broader. Eyes softer than I remember. Lena, he says, voice cracking. You look successful. You look nervous, I reply. He smiles weakly. I wanted to explain. I let him talk. He tells me about their move south, the failed restaurant, the debt. How he stayed to help them, how everything fell apart. I nod but stay silent. Mom cries about you, he adds quietly. She keeps a picture of you from the fair. The words slide off me like rain. And what does she want now? He hesitates, fingers tightening around his cup. They lost everything. They need help. The air shifts. I lean back, heart steady. So they abandoned me, took my money, lied about me, and now want mine again. He flinches. They're still our parents. No, I say. They're yours. I stopped belonging a long time ago. He stares down at his hands. She said you'd hate us. I don't, I whisper. I just don't owe you anything. He looks toward the door. I follow his gaze. They're standing outside. My mother. My father. Waiting. The betrayal feels almost theatrical. You brought them. They just want to talk, he pleads. I stand, gathering my purse. Tell them not to contact me again. Please, he says, desperation cracking his voice. They're family. I turn to leave. Family doesn't vanish when it's hard. Outside, the wind cuts across my face like glass. My phone buzzes before I reach the car. A new number. This is Emily, Noah's wife. Please meet me tomorrow. There's something you need to know. I hesitate, thumb hovering over delete. Then I type back one word. Where? Her reply comes fast. The hotel lobby at 10. The message glows on the screen, small and dangerous. I close my phone, slip it into my pocket, and whisper to the night. Let's finish this. The courtroom smells of paper and cold air. I smooth the fabric of my suit, steadying my hands. Across the aisle, they sit together. My parents. Faces older, carefully composed for sympathy. Noah isn't here. He stopped replying weeks ago. Their lawyer stands, voice rich with false sorrow. These parents only wish to reconnect with their daughter. The words taste like poison. My attorney, Mr. Clark, rises. Your Honor, we present evidence of harassment. He hands the judge a thick folder. 27 visits to my office uninvited. 14 times waiting outside my apartment. Dozens of emails after I asked them to stop. 3 attempts to access my financial records. The judge flips through the pages slowly. My mother dabs her eyes with a tissue she doesn't need. My father glares at me, jaw tight with pride. Miss Nguyen, the judge says, would you like to speak? I stand, my pulse pounding in my throat. When I was 18, I came home to an empty house. They left a note that said I'd figure it out. I did. They took everything, money, documents, even my name. I slept in a storage unit. I worked until my hands bled. And now, after 12 years, they want to claim me again. The courtroom is silent. My mother whispers, we made mistakes. A mistake is forgetting a birthday, I say. Abandonment is not a mistake. My voice doesn't shake. Mr. Clark nods slightly, signaling that's enough. The judge removes her glasses, eyes sharp as glass. The court finds clear evidence of harassment, she says. Restraining order granted, effective immediately. The gavel strikes once, final and clean. My knees almost buckle with relief. They call after me as I walk out. Lena, please. I don't turn around. Outside, sunlight spills through the courthouse steps. For a long moment, I just breathe. 12 years of ghosts dissolving into air. Reporters linger near the gate, cameras ready. I shake my head, keep walking. The noise fades behind me. Melissa waits by the car, eyes bright with pride. Did it go through? Yes, I say, exhaling the word like a prayer. She hugs me hard, smelling of coffee and paint. You did it, she whispers. We drive away, the city blurring past. I rest my forehead against the glass, watching sunlight flicker between buildings. At a red light, I catch my reflection. Strong, tired, free. Later that night, I open my old notebook again. The final page is still blank. I write one last sentence. Family isn't blood, it's the people who stay. Then I close it forever. Outside, rain begins to fall, soft and endless. It sounds nothing like the night they left. It sounds like peace. Morning light spills across my desk. The office is quiet, humming with the sound of new beginnings. My name glows on the glass door. Nguyen Consulting Group. It still feels unreal sometimes. 6 employees. Clients who trust me. A life I built from dust and stubbornness. I sip coffee, watching the city wake below. Each car, each stranger, moving forward like I did. The phone buzzes. A message from Melissa. Lunch to celebrate freedom. I smile and type back, always. Outside, the sky is pale blue, wide and forgiving. I grab my coat, lock the door behind me. The hallway smells of fresh paint and possibility. As I walk toward the elevator, I whisper a quiet truth. They left me empty, but I filled the space myself. The elevator doors close, and my reflection stares back. Not the abandoned girl. Not the survivor. Just me. Whole. Unbroken. The doors open to sunlight and noise. I step forward without looking back. Because this time, everything waiting ahead is mine.